Frustrated because you can't get your offer accepted? Well, stay tuned because I'll be giving you 5 tips on how you can get your offer moved to the top.
5 tips.
Buy first or sell first?
Hot market.
All right, welcome to 2021. Hello, my name is Caroline Lee, and I'm a realtor broker in the Southern California area where real estate can be expensive, competitive, and if you're a buyer, completely exhausting. I understand. I've gone through months of pain and frustration as I was submitting offers for my clients. So in 2020, I got this top prevailing question over and over and again, and it was, how do I get my offer accepted? So I decided to make a video. In 2020, our team did more than 100 transactions, and believe it or not, most of them were buyers. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I learned after months of submitting offers. Let's go over the 5 tips. Tip number 1, know your market's buying power. Okay, so many of you guys are going to ask, what the hell is the buying power? So the buying power is going to give you an idea of where homes are listed at versus what they're selling for. It's an indication of whether buyers are bidding up or down from the listed price. So knowing your market's buying power is going to give you absolute confidence when you're putting an offer in. It's also going to help you sleep better at night. And it's also going to help you guide and paint a picture for your buyers on where you should be at. Instead of me telling you guys what the buying power is, I'm actually going to share my screen with you. Hang tight. Okay, the buying power. So let me start by sharing my screen with you guys. And here we go. So I'm going to take a property in the city of Irvine, in the 92620 area code or zip code. And I'm going to plug in 3 miles from the subject property within the last 180 days. Typically, I go 90. In this case, I couldn't find too many close comps at this price point within 90 days, so I went 180 between X and X square footage. If the square footage of your house is about 3,500, you want to put in the parameters 200 down and 200 above 3,500 in the Northwood submarket. So let's just say I punch in all those parameters into my MLS. I'm going to get something that looks like this. So as you can see, 5 homes sold within the last 180 days from the subject property. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red arrows that all shoot down, which means there was a decrease. So the seller put this on the market for $1,160,000 and it closed in at $1,060,000. So right there, $100,000 variance. Right over here, this is $118,000. It decreased. Right over here, 28. Right over here, 50,000. It went down, and then over here, about $40,000 down. So what I do is I go back and I plug in all those numbers from lowest to highest, and you see my median minus 50K, and that shows me that in my market, people are bidding 50K down, and that's how we find the buying power. Believe it or not, people in the beginning on this property, this was a hot one, they were on the first round bidding 50K down. The seller did another counter offer. Of course, everyone came up on their offer, but this gives you an idea as to what the buying power is. Let me show you guys one more. I want to share with you guys a property where the comps are trending up. In the city of Rowland Heights, this is LA County, in the last 90 days between X and X square footage in the Rowland Heights market. I plugged in all my parameters and boom, this is what my MLS popped out. Now remember, you're going to have to work with your agent on this. So your agent has all this access. So you see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people bid up. 1 stayed the same and 2 people bid down. So I'm going to get that information. I'm sorry, I think 3 people bid at listed price. 4 buyers bid down and 7 buyers bid up. That's what I read in there. So anyway, I put them in order from $1 to 5K, 10K, 16K, 20K. And I found out the median price and most buyers were bidding $16,000 up. So if my client wants this property really, really bad and there's multiple offers, we know to go higher than 16,000. So plus 16,000. Hey, look, if they're doing only one round and you want to look really, really good, I mean, you may want to go 20K up. Some people might go 30K up. If you really want that house. I mean, it's crazy. Sometimes in Pasadena, I've seen people go 100,000. But that, my friend, right there is the buying power. Tip 2, talk to the seller. So real estate agents are always concerned about price. And I understand, because given we're in a seller's market, price is going to be very important to the seller. But sometimes it's not just about price. It could be that a 45-day escrow is very important to the seller versus a 30-day escrow. It could be that I find sellers that are older, they may want a 2-month lease back after the close of escrow. And if it's a very competitive offer, you may just want to go ahead and give those 2 months for free. Sometimes it's not all about cash. So you need to find out what their hot buttons are and then write accordingly. Number 2, I always ask the following question to the listing agent and the seller. I ask them, will you be accepting offers on just the first round? So should we submit the highest and best? Or are you going to be going through round 2 of counter offers? Now, why is this important? If they're accepting the highest and best offer, you better damn well write the best and highest offer and what you're going to give in terms of price, because you're not going to get another chance. However, if they tell you, yes, I'll be counter offering to you, we're going to allow people to come up even higher on the second round, then I wouldn't use everything that I have. So let's just say the price point of a house is $1 million and the buying power is 50,000. I'm not going to submit 1,050,000. I may submit 1,025,000 and then in round 2 reserve that extra 25,000 for back pocket, because it shows to the seller, hey, I'm a good player. I came up on my price. Tip number 3, create a love letter. So, okay, what is a love letter? So when I first saw a love letter, I nearly fell out of my chair because I was like, seriously, I have to do this. But I said, okay, what the hell? So I did. And once I started using them, they did benefit. How do they benefit? So let's just say your offer and someone else looks exactly the same terms, same everything. Well, you've got to remember that residential real estate is an emotional experience. And so a seller may look down at 2 offers that are similar and go with the one that has a love letter to it, because they might identify with you. Maybe you have the same story that they do. You know, you wrote about how much you wanted this house, and all of a sudden an emotional appeal comes. So I highly suggest writing a love letter and just use them on all of your offers when you're purchasing a home. Instead of me talking about a love letter, I'm going to share my screen with you and show you a sample love letter. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you. And let's look at this love letter. This is one of my clients. She's an artist. So she had a painting, sculpting, photography background. And what she did is create a cover letter with all of the colors and just what she does. There was a room in the condo that she wanted on the bottom floor that was just going to be perfect for her art studio. And so she painted a picture and told the seller why she wanted this house really bad. They loved it, by the way. This is another one of my clients. And what I advise is always have your clients in the picture next to the house, because the seller will look at their house and all of a sudden this creates an emotional attachment, and they're able to identify with this couple because they see the picture of their house. Then there's your blurb, some more pictures. And number 3, this is a copy of another love letter. You know, they put pictures of their pets in there, why they wanted the house, why this was the perfect dream home, and always try to create an emotional attachment to the seller. Tip number 4, tighten up those contingency periods. So what's a contingency period? Well, think of contingency periods as a start and end date to where a buyer is still protected and can cancel the escrow and still get his money back. So there's 3 periods. It's the physical inspection, the appraisal, and then the loan contingency. The physical inspection, you don't have to put it at 17 days, which is standard in the state of California. Take it down to 10 days. If you're really competitive, you can bring it down to 7. My real experienced buyers do them in 5. My investors do them in 1 day. On your appraisal period, you need to talk to your lender. And typically in the state of California, there's 17 days. I find out that most appraisers can appraise the property in 14, so I bring them down to 14. Talk to your lender before you write that out with your agent. Last is your loan contingency period, and this is in the state of California, standard 21 days. Talk to your lender. Some of your lenders may be able to do it in 19 days and 17 days. Once again, you need to have a relationship with your lender and talk to them and see if you can narrow it down. Why are contingency periods and tightening them up important? Because it shows the seller that you're a serious buyer and it makes your offer look more attractive. Tip number 5, create the ultimate offer package and hand deliver it in person. So your ultimate offer package should include in a cover letter. It should also have in there the proof of funds, an approval letter from your bank, the actual love letter, and then the offer, and then the MLS printout. You should put this all on colored paper and then deliver it in person. Now, why do I deliver it to the seller in person? I do it because typically right now, most homes are going to be in a multiple offer stage. So they're not going to remember who you are. But the fact that I hand delivered it, it allows me to see the listing agent in person and also for the seller to identify myself, and they're able to put a face together with the offer. Then you can explain the terms of the offer when you see them in person. Don't forget, in the state of California, it's very, very competitive, and a lot of people have their real estate licenses. Anyone can find you a home, but not anyone can win you the home. When you're looking for a buyer's agent, don't forget, you need to find somebody who has strategy. You might want to hire somebody who doesn't piss the listing agent off. They might be nice on the eyes, but when it comes down in the negotiating room, they're going to fight for you like a warrior. I hope this video helps you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next week.
Bye. See you next week. Mwah. If you want to sell your home for top dollar, call my mom and start packing.